Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Something to Talk About. Thanks so much for joining us.
Welcome. We're
Episode 23.
I was waiting for your little quirk. Episode 23.
23! That's amazing.
Of our good Southern Nation.
Yeah, we've got some really great stories coming out of the South this week. Some sentimental stories. We threw some fast food in there for you. You'll love it.
Naturally.
Yeah, have to.
Do we have a week without fast food?
Absolutely not. I don't think so.
Well, to kick things off, I first need to mention, I'm not sure if y'all have heard, I'm sure you have, because you probably follow Chick-fil-A news as closely as Jorie and I do.
Yes. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? That Chick-fil-A announced that its beloved cow calendar card is no longer in the works. And so this is very sad. A lot of people have been very disappointed to not have the cow calendar coming up. And then apparently there's like coupons and stuff involved so you can get some deals.
Yeah.
Okay. So in response to this, or just conveniently at the exact same time, you can decide. Bojangles has announced that they're doing a free printable barnyard calendar for 2019. So Bojangles, we talk about Chick-fil-A a lot. Bojangles, which Jorie has just told me she's never had.
Yes, before we went live, I told Abby I've never had Bojangles, and Abby is passionate about a few particular items.
Mm-hmm. I am. So, now, do you know anything about Bojangles?
I don't.
Do you know the breadth of Bojangles?
I don't know anything about Bojangles.
Bojangles is like the perfect Saturday morning food, especially if you're going on a road trip. It's that, like, you need something hearty, but also like a little bit greasy to like soak up whatever Friday night was. And Bojangles is the place to be. So I just would like to announce, if you have not had Bojangles, you need to go get yourself a Bowberry biscuit, which is like this buttery biscuit situation with little pieces of blueberry baked in, and then it's covered in frosting.
That sounds amazing.
It's phenomenal. It's so good. You can get a pack of 6 because 2 won't be enough. And they also make these Cajun chicken filet biscuits, and it's like a chicken on a biscuit, but life hack from Abby, you can order it with egg and cheese, and so it becomes an egg and cheese and chicken sandwich, and it's like so warm and tender, and it takes a little longer in the drive-thru. It takes you like 10 minutes because they're making that fresh in the kitchen for you.
It sounds great. I mean, anything with the word Cajun in it.
You would love it. It's like a little spice. We're gonna have to get some
Louisiana spice.
Exactly. We're gonna have to go get some Bowberry biscuits and Cajun chicken for you to try. So anyway, sorry, a little rabbit trail there, but back to our story. Bojangles has announced, in response to this, a free printable barnyard calendar. So in your email inbox, you can actually sign up to get that month's printable issue. It's imagery of cuddly barnyard animals, as well as 12 discount coupons, so you can enjoy all of their utterly delicious food.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? It's like an advent calendar, because instead of every day counting down to Christmas, it's just every month.
Yeah.
Counting to the end of the year, and you get a little coupon every month. I think that's great, and it's free. So
Counting down chicken.
I mean, we'll never know if this is in response to Chick-fil-A, but it seems pretty convenient, Bojangles.
Also, the fact that it's cows. Like, Bojangles is serving chicken,
Right.
Chick-fil-A serves chicken, and their mascot is a cow. And the fact that we've got Bojangles with a giant cow on the cover of their calendar, y'all tell me that's coincidence, because I do not think it is.
We would live for a Bojangles Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, a sign feud?
Yeah.
I love a good sign feud.
So anyway, but hey.
Let us know if you are signing up for this calendar. We also
I'm going to sign up.
want to see your designs. So maybe you can tweet us your designs. You can follow both Jorie and I on social media.
Yes.
Mine is at Abby Wilt.
And I'm at Jorie.Nicole.
And we want to see you downloading those Bojangles calendars and coloring them and using your coupons to get Bowberry biscuits.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
Our next story is no way related, but it's super sweet and sentimental, and I love it. We love, stories about police officers doing good. They just warm our hearts. And this one is about Mr. Tony Carlson in Tallahassee, Florida. And he was actually over at McDonald's getting himself a little lunch meal and noticed a man across the street at the gas station having a hard time shaving his beard. So he went over to check it out, see what was happening. It turns out the guy was trying to apply for a job, but where he was applying is that he had to be clean shaved. And the razor he had was broken. It had a screw loose. So the police officer fixed it for him, and he was still having trouble. So he proceeded to shave the guy's beard for him because the guy didn't have a mirror. All we know of his name is that he goes by Phil, so we don't know his last name, but this was all captured. There was a passerby that saw this happening and captured photos,
So great.
and it has since gone viral, and we just think it is so sweet. So we don't know word on Phil or if he got the job or anything.
Yeah, I think it actually says Robert McDonald's after the city of Tallahassee kind of picked up the story. And
Yeah, it's so sweet. So the person who captured the story actually released a long statement about it, and at the end it said, "I'm so proud to live in a community where our deputies and officers are such wonderful people. Good job, Tallahassee Police Department." And I think we definitely just echo that. And all that the officer had to say was that this isn't something spectacular. It happens all the time, and it just so happens that this time someone caught it on film. So the fact that police officers are doing this kind of under the radar all the time is really heartwarming. So.
And they're so humble about it.
They are.
It's like, I'm just doing my job.
Everyone would do
just
it.
saving lives.
Yeah, so it's cool that this one act of kindness is touching a lot of people's lives. So
I love that.
props to you, Tallahassee.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I know. I love good news.
Such a good story.
Well, this is an interesting story, this next one that we've picked for y'all. And I think it's interesting because neither Jorie nor I are Alabama fans. I would just like to preface in saying that we are in Birmingham, Alabama. If you are an Alabama fan, we're sorry. No, I'm kidding. We're happy for you, but we're not. Jorie, what team do you cheer for?
I cheer for the Tigers. Go Tigers.
LSU, not Clemson.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No.
And I'm a Vols fan. It's going to be our year this year. Y'all look out. But this story is kind of funny, especially if you're an Alabama fan. You're going to want to listen to this. So, Joe Namath has a famous fur coat. You may recognize it. He wore it in his famous 2016 Iron Bowl broadcast of the Auburn-Alabama game. Huge Alabama rivalry, Alabama as a state, and I mean just in general, the two schools, good gracious. And so this coat is being auctioned off at the chopping block for $8,000. And on the inside, Joe Namath, who is named Broadway Joe, that's his nickname for his like flashy fashion sense. He has signed it in a giant 7-inch square. It says, "Stay warm, Joe Namath, roll tide." So this NFL Hall of Famer and Alabama legend could give you his famous fur coat if you're that into it.
Yeah, and it says the starting bid is $10,000. And all I'm saying is you couldn't pay me $10,000 to wear that jacket.
That's true.
Nothing that says roll tide. But you know what? If it's your thing, get it. We have, we're gonna post all the links to the stories below.
Yep, we are.
And you can still place a bid, so it could be yours.
You can.
Yeah,
The bidding closes August 17th, so you still have time.
check it out, folks. If you win this jacket, please send photos of you sporting it.
I really hope you
We
guys
would
win
love
this
to see that.
jacket. Yes. And go Vols.
So next up, we have some bad news if you're a Goldfish fan.
Ooh, I'm a Goldfish fan.
Yeah, I am too. I have one of my cousins who is like my sister, but she actually cheers. She's a cheerleader for LSU. Growing up, my grandma just made these delicious meals, and all Kylie would eat would be goldfish crackers and ham. She would literally have
Those
goldfish
are very
crackers
specific
and a
foods.
plate of ham. It's so random. but
Together,
yeah, like just pieces of the ham and goldfish crackers. I don't know if she's grown out of that since, but I hope so.
Man.
Anyway, Kylie listed up. So it turns out 4 different flavors of goldfish crackers have been recalled due to salmonella poisoning, which is no joke. So check your packages. Yeah, it's the 4 flavors are extra cheddar, flavor blasted sour cream and onion, goldfish baked with whole grain extra cheddar, and goldfish mixed extra cheddar. So it seems and pretzel, goldfish mixed extra cheddar and pretzel. So it seems like the extra cheddar thing.
extra cheddar is the issue.
Yeah, so it turns out that one of the suppliers who supplies some of the seasoning for the crackers said that it could contain this, So yeah, just watch out, be on the lookout, and also
Right.
Yeah, it is. So
Extra cheddar and the Ritz Bits cheddar.
yes, so watch out for that. But they Goldfish Crackers offering a reimbursement on their website, so that's pretty cool of them to do. Yeah.
And it's nice, it's a voluntary recall.
Yeah.
So no one's gotten sick from this.
Yeah.
Nothing is like happened dramatically, but just as a precaution to the public.
Right.
So that you don't get sick while you're shoving down Ritz bits and goldfish crackers.
Or ham.
Shout out to Kylie.
She'll love that.
Our next story for y'all is bringing it back to Alabama. And it's sad, and we want to help this woman out. So there's an Alabama mom who is desperate for the return of her stolen necklace that actually contains her daughter's ashes. So her home was broken into. Her name is Molly Little. All of her jewelry was stolen when thieves broke into her house in Pike Road, Alabama, which is kind of near where we are. And among these things that were stolen was this necklace containing her daughter's ashes. So she had twins, and one of her twins, Autumn, only lived to be 6 weeks old and had a ton of surgeries. She was born with a heart condition, and she ended up losing her life. And going through this, Molly had this special key-shaped necklace made in honor of Autumn. And then when the thieves came in, they took all of her jewelry. And she's kind of said, you know, the hard part for her is knowing that there's a piece of her daughter somewhere out there, whether it be like a pawn shop, whatever. But because the jewelry itself isn't actually worth something, she's afraid someone's just going to throw it away, because to her it's priceless because it's the symbol of her daughter. But to them, you know, the jewelry itself isn't something that she thinks would make a lot of money. So it's just so sad.
It is. It's so sad. And we are definitely hoping that she gets at least this necklace back and not all of her things.
This is the necklace right here. So if you know anything about Molly Little, or you know anything about where her necklace is, or you see her necklace on the off chance, I think it'd be so beautiful if she could get it back.
Yeah, it would.
She posted a message about it on Facebook that was shared a bunch, and she's talked to local news about it. But her message for anyone who comes across it is, have a heart, have some compassion, and have some compassion for me and my family, and please return it. So we're hoping that you get your necklace back, Molly.
Yes.
And again, if you know anything about it,
Reach out.
help us help her.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll help it out.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well,
what's our last one, Jorie?
our last story. So Texans are currently struggling with this crazy heat wave that's going through northern Texas. And I think a lot of the South has felt that this summer.
Oh goodness, yes.
It's just been a really hot summer.
It's been
But
very hot.
yes, I know my little brother plays baseball, and even we worry about them being out there in the heat that much. People are just, you know, it's very, very hot. But especially right now in North Texas, there's like a crazy heat wave, 100+ degree temperatures for 10 days in a row. And people are needing help actually paying their electric bills to try to keep the house and things cool enough. And you know, it's about to be a 1-year anniversary since the horrible hurricane hit this time last year. So people are already kind of struggling in this area.
Yeah.
So yeah, this article just kind of outlines like ways you can help. There's a couple of organizations who are already doing a lot. The White Rock Center of Hope spends between $100,000 and $150,000 a year to help people cover their rent and utility bills. So that's about 50 to 100 families every month. So that's awesome. And then Allen Community Outreach is also helping people out with that. And you can donate to both of these organizations. So yeah, and if you are one of these residents living in the area, our thoughts are going out to you, because it's a hard time. It's hard to even enjoy life when it's that hot and you have all these extra worries.
Goodness. Summer in the South is no joke, y'all.
It is brutal. Yeah.
Especially
Stay
this
hydrated.
year.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Abby tells me that all the time.
Keep that skin protected.
Yeah.
Some sunscreen. Stay cool.
Yeah, and of course, if you have the means, please donate. The links will all be in this article. So
Yeah, you'll be able to help out our Texan friends.
yeah,
Which would be
we
awesome.
know Southerners love helping out their community.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of
Something to talk about with Jorie and Abby.
Dun, 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 dun. And we will be back next Thursday at 3 p.m., maybe with a special guest.
Yeah, special guest.
So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
We hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.